Hey guys, today's video is going to be all about how to get out of a rut or just feel better. Sometimes, you're just stuck in this kind of daily routine of being uninspired, and I know I've been there, especially with like YouTube. I'm just feeling like not inspired to make videos, or if you're in school, you're just not feeling motivated to do any better. You just kind of do your daily routine of mediocrity. So a lot of you guys always ask how I stay motivated, and one of the ways I stay motivated is by kind of changing up my routine and doing certain things on the regular that make me feel better about myself and make me feel more motivated. The first one that is really simple to do and makes me feel better about myself physically and like the way I look is to switch up my beauty routine. So whether that's buying a new foundation or buying a new face wash or moisturizer, something like that can just make you feel better about the way you look, which sometimes for some people like me does make me more productive and feel better about my day. If I wake up and I don't wash my face and I barely get ready, I'm in my sweats all day, I'm not going to do anything. I just feel gross, and at the end of the day I'm like, wow, did I do anything? No, I didn't. One thing I bought recently is this rose quartz face roller, which I got on Groupon for $8. I'll have something similar linked below because I doubt like the Groupon is still available. But using this is just like a new little thing I can do, like self-care. I know that's like the big thing recently is self-care, which if you've been on YouTube for a while, self-care routines used to be called pamper routines. I don't know if you've been on YouTube for that long, but that's what they used to be called. So I use this at night or in the morning. I think most people probably use it in the morning, but sometimes I'm just more inspired to do these sorts of things at night. I'll use something like this, or I'll do a face mask on the occasion. I love sheet masks because you can just lay there and then you take them off and you don't even have to go back into the bathroom and wash them off. But if you want like a full video and like different things I can use on my skin time to time, I can do that. But generally I just do like face masks like once in a blue moon if I'm feeling like blah or my skin is feeling dry or something like that. Thing you can do to make you feel better about yourself is whiten your teeth. I know I personally my entire life have not had the whitest teeth, and if I don't whiten my teeth kind of are, I don't want to say yellow, but they're like dull looking. Today's video is sponsored by White with Style. I started using their whitening system about 2 weeks ago. So you get this little strip that is like you can measure how white your teeth are, and I think I started off at about like a 6 and now I'm like a 3. So I moved up 3 shades on the whitening scale in like 2 weeks, and I don't whiten my teeth every single day. I always feel better with a white smile, like a beautiful thing about someone, and not everyone has white teeth naturally. I don't. I drink a lot of coffee. Pretty much every bad thing that you can do for your teeth, I probably do all of those things. So White with Smile has really helped brighten my teeth up and make me feel better about my smile. I don't love my smile. I feel like I have a very like gummy smile. I have a lot of like gum area and my teeth are pretty tiny, so the fact that they're white, at least that makes me feel better. So if you guys want to buy the same whitening kit that I have, which is called the Sparkle White Professional Teeth Whitening Kit, if you use the code Lipsticks Lattes, which will be on the screen right here, and there will also be a link down below, you can get this kit for $28 when it's originally $269, which is an amazing deal. And you get the trays, you get whitener, like the whitening solution, you get the UV light, which is like probably the best part. It feels very like professional. So my second tip to feel more inspired is to read some inspiring or motivational books. Now I'm really not one to read like self-improvement books, but I do like to read motivational books. So the first motivational book I ever read was Girl Boss by Sophia Amoruso, and I loved this book. This is kind of like her story, and then you read her story and you kind of feel more motivated, and she does give some tips in here. So that's like a really good starter book if you've never read like a motivational book before. And if you are trying to get into social media or like PR, something like that, this book, Leave Your Mark by Eliza Licht, is really good. This is all about her way of climbing through like social media PR business. This is a really good book if you're graduating college and you're about to get like your first professional job. It's just like how to behave in the office place, how to respond to emails professionally, things that maybe you didn't learn in college, or if you didn't have an internship, things like you probably don't know but you do need to know when you have an office job. And a lot of this is about like PR and social media, so it's not necessarily just about working like a corporate job. And I know like what 90% of people around my age want to have a job in social media or like be an influencer or something like that. So this is a really nice quick read that is inspiring, and also like the cutest little bedside table book, right? Next, You Are a Badass at Making Money is really, really great for anyone around my age and even younger if you are trying to build your credit, understand money, understand how to make money and save money, and just kind of getting out of maybe like if you're in a financial rut, like you're in debt or you aren't making any money and you want to be making money. I could do a whole video on building credit and budgeting and being financially smart, because I feel like that's something I learned from my parents and I definitely employed throughout college, which saved me a lot of money. I know a lot of people who went into a lot of debt throughout college, not talking about student loans, like other debt, like credit card debt. And I never had to experience that because I was financially smart. So if you want your own video on that, that could be its own separate thing. But I think you could start off with this book, and it is like very informational. Maybe not like inspiring, but it's informational. And finally, this is a little different. This is Eat Pretty. And who is this by? Jolene Hart. This is about eating foods that are good for your beauty and that are good for your health. They have some recipes in here, and it kind of goes through and explains like common ingredients and different fruits and vegetables and grains that you should be eating and why they're good for you. And after I read this, I was so inspired to eat healthy. I mean, it didn't really last that long, but I was really inspired for some period of time to eat healthy. And if you go into the back, you can look up like pretty much any food that's ever existed, and she'll explain like the benefits of it and why you should use it and what recipes it's good in. My next tip to feel more inspired and get out of a little rut is to change up your living space. This is something I've done throughout my entire life. If I'm feeling bored in my room, I will move things around, like move my bed maybe to the other side of the room, move my nightstand, my dresser, like I put this mirror in my room here. Move things around, and sometimes after you do that you feel way more creative and inspired, and you just feel better in the space that you're in. You could even go out and buy like a new comforter or a new picture for your wall or something like that, and little changes in your room and your living space make you feel more inspired. At least they have for me, and I've done this ever since I could like move my own furniture, which was like when I was 12 years old. And if you're looking to feel more inspired school-wise, I think sprucing up your desk space can really help. If you don't have a desk, you should definitely get one if you're like going into law school or some sort of graduate school, because you're going to be doing a lot of reading. Reading in your bed is probably the worst thing you can do, and I do it all the time, and I'm just admitting it's really bad because you're more tired. I know I'm less focused. I'm not taking the notes I should be taking because I'm like slouched over, just like reading my book, highlighting stuff, not really doing anything. If you have a big desk space where you can lay out your textbook and your computer and you have your highlighters, you're just going to do a better job. So maybe get yourself a cheap little desk. IKEA has really cheap desks. Home Goods is where I got my desk, and it was like $90, I want to say. Finally, and I think this is almost like the most important if you are feeling unmotivated and like blah in your life, is to socialize with the right people. If you're hanging out with people who don't have any goals, or they're just kind of like floating by and there's just not much depth, that is going to rub off on you, and you're not going to feel inspired or driven to hit your goals, because I really do feel like the people you hang out are a reflection, or the people you hang out with are a reflection of you. Now, this doesn't mean you have to ditch all your friends who like aren't going to law school or who aren't going to college or whatever. It doesn't mean that, but it just means realize that they aren't on the same path as you, and everyone's path is different, and that's fine, but don't merge your path with theirs just because you're hanging out with them. And if you don't have those kind of people in your life that are super inspiring and goal driven and doing all these great things, watch them on YouTube. I know there's like a few YouTubers that I watch that after I watch their videos, I'm like, I need to get up and edit a video. I need to get up and study. Like, look at them go. But yeah, if you can't find those people in your life right now, or your friend group just isn't the type of people to talk about goals or life stuff, which is normal, completely normal, especially if you're like young, watch those kind of people on YouTube and watch them regularly at like a time where you could be inspired. Like, if you're watching this video at 12 o'clock at night, maybe you feel inspired, but then you're gonna go to bed and you're gonna wake up and be like, all right, I'm not doing anything today. Watch those videos like in the morning and you'll feel so much better. Even TED Talks are super inspiring. Sometimes I can't sit through them because they're like 25 minutes or like an hour. I'm like, oh my God, shut up. An hour is way too much. But watch a little TED Talk or a podcast or something like that to get you going. I love the Skinny Confidential podcast, especially when she does things with like social media, entrepreneurship, just starting your own business, stuff like that. It always makes me feel so inspired. So those are my 5 tips on how to get out of a rut, feel better about yourself, feel better about your life, get motivated again, and get things checked off that to-do list. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it was a little bit different and I filmed it a little bit different than I film most of my videos, but we need a little change on this channel. I feel the vlogs were getting a little repetitive maybe. So I hope you guys enjoyed and found it helpful. If you did, please give the video a thumbs up. Leave me a comment down below of something you do to feel more inspired or get out of a rut. If you have any good YouTubers you watch and you think I should watch or someone else should watch, you can link their channels down below, and subscribe if you aren't, and I'll see you again in my next video.